Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Joe Knowledge YouTube channel. My name is Joe, and I am your host. And today, once again, men's K-State basketball. Okay, men's K-State basketball played Baylor yesterday. Big win. Okay, Baylor at number 9, K-State sitting at number 14. All right, in the country, and K-State gets the big win at home, 75-65. Okay, 10-point win. Really nice to see the guys, get this really nice win against a ranked opponent. Okay. A few struggles there in the Big 12 last few games. Okay. And, we got a nice win against Iowa State last week. And this week we get the nice win against Baylor. All right. Keontae Johnson scores big. All right. 25 points in this game, 11 of 17 shooting the ball, 2 of 4 from 3-point range. Okay. Really nice game from him. Marquise Noel comes up big too. 14 points, 10 assists, so he gets a double-double. Check out this stat, guys. Okay. Free throws, all right. He's 10 for 10 from free throws. He only scores 14 points. Okay, so 10 of those 14 points are free throws. So he only really scored 4 points, all right, just from the field. Okay, 0 of 6 from 3-point range. So he's able to get double figures just off of free throws. Okay, and then ends up with a double-double with 10 assists. Okay, a lot of guys might get discouraged not shooting the ball very well at 2 of 11. Okay, and then 0 for 6 from 3-point range, but he rounds out and ends up getting 14 points out of that, just driving to the hole and getting fouled. Okay, that's we need that because you're not going to shoot well every game, and at 5'8", there's just going to be times where guys are just going to swat your shots out of there, right? Like you're just not going to be able to get much leverage there. Okay. And, he was able to get fouled a lot and get to the free throw line. So, and still get 14 points and 10 assists, right? So he's dishing the ball out to his other guys, getting other guys involved. Okay. Cam Carter gets 10. All right. 10 points, 8 rebounds. So he's flirting with the double-double as well. Really nice to see him get in there. He's as a starter, man, we got to get him. We got to get him the ball more and get him more points. Okay, especially going into the NCAA tournament, got to get him more involved. All right. Tomlin, 8 points, 8 assists or 8 rebounds. All right. You saw him a lot on the defensive end this game. Okay. And obviously got a lot of rebounds there. So. He's kind of Mr. Consistency there. That 8 to 10 point range. I think that's where he sets. Really nice to see that. Yeah. Then we've got Desi Sills there with 6. Kassam's pretty solid there with his 7 points. And then Masood rounds things out at 5. The big story of this game was the fact that we only had 7 turnovers. If you guys have watched any of the last 10 games, all right, K-State's usually double-figure turnovers. Okay, double-figure turnovers. I think one game, it might have been against, who was it? Oklahoma, maybe. Maybe it was a game before that. Had like 23, 24 turnovers in the game. Okay, we're just not going to win games like that. Just not going to win. Okay, no team is going to be able to win turning the ball over like that. So it appears that things have been somewhat cleaned up. And hopefully that can continue through the rest of the season. Take a look at the field goal percentage there in the second half, 57.69%. So K-State was pretty hot from the field in the second half. First half, okay, 40%. That's not bad, but in the second half, we got hot. We got real hot. Let's see. Points in the paint, pretty huge. 42 points in the paint. Baylor got 16. So K-State huge in the paint this game. Considering that K-State doesn't have what you might call that true big man. Okay. We've got a lot of, I think, smaller, quicker big men. And, we were able to get a lot of rebounds and we were able to get into the paint. Okay. Because our rebounding, I think they out-rebounded us. We had 33 rebounds. Baylor got 35. So somewhat even. But K-State was able to score in the paint very well this game. Okay. Welcoming to see that. Game flow, you can kind of see there in that second half. K-State started to take control there in the middle of that second half, got the lead up to double figures and pretty much held on to it. The rest of the game was somewhat even, right? It was some back and forth there. But, you can see there, that 12, that 13-minute mark, K-State began to take the lead and didn't look back. Overall field goal percentage at 48%. Really nice. Boom. All right, y'all see that? Yeah. Nice dunk by Keontae Johnson there in the second half. 44 points in the second half for K-State. So really came alive with only 31 points in that first half. And as you can see, Baylor led by 3 at the end of the first half. So K-State really came alive in that second half. We're getting towards the end of the season here. And I think, if you've ever played a full season of any sport, you kind of realize that it becomes more of a mental play and a mental game when you get into the season, right? I mean, everything physical kind of really rounds out in the beginning of the season, right? Preseason, you're really working out, you're physically getting your body in shape. By the time the season comes around, all you have time to do is prepare for the next game. And a lot of that's mental, right? I mean, of course, your body has to be ready. So you got to eat right. And you really can't work out that hard. And I think getting towards the middle and towards the end of the season, you could tell maybe the last 5 games or so, K-State was starting to get tired. You could tell there with a lot of the turnovers that were happening, a lot of the lazy passes. I think, this game kind of shows that maybe things are starting to kind of slow down for K-State a little bit. Maybe the coaches are getting them a little bit more rest. Maybe helping them to just work on the mental more than the physical, so that they can have the legs under them to play a full game and play it strong. They look at this drive here by Desi Sills, right? They looked really strong in this game. And especially in that second half, to see a team come up strong in the second half, that tells you they're physically ready, mentally ready, but they physically prepared themselves to be in the game, okay, and to kind of account for a late in the season kind of display, and like I said, a lot of that's mental, right? You can't work guys real hard in practice and stuff like that, as the season progresses, because you need that for the performance of the game. Okay, that energy and that strength is needed for the game, for your actual performance on the field. And so I can tell that the guys were rested for this game and they came ready. And so I think hopefully we're going to see a little bit more consistency, maybe these last few games, to prepare to get into this NCAA tournament. And, hopefully we show up well in the Big 12 tournament. I think that's going to be important. But, this NCAA tournament that's the big dance. That's where we want to be ready. Next up, I believe it's Oklahoma State. And so I think 3 games left in Big 12 play. So, we finished strong. Okay, we're ranked. Okay, I think we can keep that number by our team, right? Keep that ranking. Maybe we get, closer to the top 10. And we'll end up with a nice seed in the NCAA tournament. That's the goal. So, all right, guys, thanks for watching.